Story 1. My husband cheated on me 8 weeks postpartum. TLDR, my husband cheated on me by messaging girls on Tinder. Nothing sexual, just flirting. We have 2 kids, 20 months, 8 weeks, and I'm trying to process this and work through my emotions but don't know where to start. Husband and I both want to dedicate time and energy to save our marriage. What can we do? What can he do? I never thought I'd be making this post or be in this situation. We have 2 kids, been married for 4 years, together for 7, and he's my best friend. I love him with all my heart. I'm 8 weeks postpartum and he went on a business trip. He made a joke about downloading Tinder because his boss had. We both laughed. He came home today and was acting different. I just thought he was tired, but looking back now, it was guilt. He could hardly look me in the eye. While he was getting our toddler down, I snooped. I know I shouldn't have, I regret it. I found an email code for Tinder and I re-downloaded the app on his phone and saw the messages to the girls. It was anything sexual, but he was reaching out and talking to them. It's cheating all the same, at least in my eyes. I confronted him thinking it was a joke, trying to convince myself this wasn't happening. At first he lied saying he didn't, but when I showed him pictures I took of the messages he sat down and put his head in his hands and finally broke down. He told me how he missed our romantic relationship, our intimacy, the flirting. How I was busy breastfeeding and taking care of the kids. None of it was said in the tone of blaming me. He acknowledged that he knew it was his own fault and he should have came to me to talk. I asked him questions, if he'd met up with them, if he sent them anything, if he'd ever done this before. He denied it and I feel in my gut he's sincere. He's never acted like this before and I'm pretty good at knowing when he's lying, unfortunately. I guess what I'm asking is, how do I go on from here? I always read these things happening and I would think, I'd kick him to the curb. How dare someone treat you like that? But having it actually happen to you, it's so much more complex. I want to fix this and strengthen our marriage. I mean, despite everything I still love him. I still see him as my best friend. But I'm also so hurt. He knew how hard I was struggling postpartum with my body, with breastfeeding. I've sacrificed my career, college, everything to move across states with him when he got a new job, gave him 2 beautiful children, and I just can't grasp every emotion I'm feeling right now. He wants to fix things, I know he does. He told me he wants to go to counseling to get help, he wants to show me how sorry he is. I feel like people will think I'm naive for believing him, but my gut is usually right and I think he's sincere. But I'm laying in bed right now, with him beside me, and I still feel sick to my stomach. I feel disgusted at my body, like it's my fault. I feel angry that someone I love could hurt me so bad. I've never gone through all of this before and I have no idea where to start. So, after this long rant, what should I do? What can be done to help me process all of these emotions without it drowning me? Has anyone come back from this in their relationship? Story 2. I, 38F, just found out my husband, 35M, is cheating on me with young girls and I'm so lost. I don't even know how to start. My husband and I have been married for 3 years and together for 7. We did long distance for quite a while because we are both from different countries. The relationship was great and exciting but also full of hardships to overcome. But we made it, moved together to another country, got married, and had a son that is going to turn 2 this year. I had my suspicions before that he may be cheating. We both travel a lot and oftentimes we return to our countries separately at the same time, like in the summer, so the opportunity has been there. Also, our sex life is also very bad since the birth of my son for various reasons. But I never expected what in the world is truly going on. Long story short, my husband slept with 3 girls, as far as I was able to see and piece together. He started cheating on me 6 months after we got married with a 18-year-old. He carried that on for 2 years. I was so shocked when I found that out that I wanted to die. I still feel so detached from the whole thing that I can't bring myself to feel anything other than complete shock and emptiness. But that's not all. He slept with another 18-year-old a year later. And he is now having an affair with the girl I discovered first. She is 20 years old. A college student. He paid for her nose job and took her on vacation. He talks to her almost every day. He spent so much money on expensive gifts and clothes for this girl, money he should be investing in our child's education. It made me so sick reading it all. I didn't actually understand half of the things they were saying because they were speaking in their language, but I saw evidence for everything. I also translated some of the messages, and he was telling her they will get married when he leaves me. He was telling her that she is the one he needs because being with a wife and a kid is boring and sexless. He wants the excitement she gives him. She is beautiful and young. There was no talk about love or hearts, just discussions such as this one. She also seems very motivated with the fact that he is wealthy and he is not bothered at all. The worst thing I read was when he was telling her that he regrets ever having a child. I am completely lost. I feel like my life just shattered to pieces in a few hours. He doesn't know I know all that. I don't know how to act. He never notice how I act anyway. I want to leave him, but at the same time I feel completely trapped. He is the main breadwinner and we have a small child. The pandemic situation is another factor too. Could I ever forgive him? Should I? Is there even a possibility to go anywhere from here? Story 3. My 30F husband 33M 8 years died 2 months ago and I just found out he had been cheating for the past 2 years. First, I apologize for any English mistakes, it's not my native language. I lost my husband and my sister-in-law in a car accident about 2 months ago. We had been together for 8 years, married for 6. He was the light of my life, and someone I was extremely excited to spend the rest of my life with. We were compatible on so many parts, the sex life was amazing even after 8 years, and I still got all giggly just by thinking about him. I think I've coped with his death quite well. The first month was just a big shutdown, I didn't leave the house, I hardly ate, and all my time was just spent looking at our wedding video over and over. Luckily I have a great boss who understand and without hesitation gave me a 4 months leave. In November I pushed myself to get out of my bubble. I've tried to keep busy to get back to my everyday life. I've cleaned the house, had people over for dinners, gone out for lunches, and tried to be a good support for my husband's family who lost 2 precious family members in one day. We're all devastated, but we cry it out together, and I feel we've become even closer by being there for each other. So as I've been feeling better, I decided to slowly look over my husband's stuff to see if there's anything to throw out and put everything in boxes until I can manage to go through it all without crying. That's when I decided to access his computer to look for any important mails or such. So I checked his mail and also logged onto his Facebook account, and except for over 100 goodbye messages on his wall, there was 3 private messages, and one was from this woman whose name I've heard him mention a long time ago as a childhood friend. I was so disgusted by their conversation filled with clear evidence that he had been cheating on me. It had places they agreed to meet, trips they've made when I thought he was on business trip with his friends, sexual flirts, hugs and kisses, and even declarations of love. When checking his phone there were no messages, but the last phone call was from her. Having to confirm, I called his closest friend and asked about the trips. He just paused and then apologized before telling everything. Apparently he had a crush on her in middle school and awoke old feelings when she flirted with him at a reunion 2 years ago. It seems a lot of our friends, even his secretary, knew about it and tried to convince him to stop. I don't even know how to function anymore. One part of me wants to mourn for my husband, I miss him so much. I want him next to me when I go to bed, I want back our fun drives to work in the morning, and I miss his warm smile. But the other part of me feels so deceived, and I want nothing else but to go kick and spit on his grave until I'm satisfied. A few days have passed, I haven't been able to answer any phone calls or messages from his family. I know they probably don't know and they sincerely worry for me, but I just can't face them with the hate I have in me right now. I'm so frustrated and confused, I want him here to explain everything to me. So I created a Reddit account just to get this out of my system. I have no idea who to talk to about this, since most of our friends knew about it for some time but never told me anything. I've never felt this alone and betrayed. Please give me some wise words to handle this. I feel strange and confused for mourning and missing him when I at the same time hate his guts. How do I face his family? Should I tell them? We just had a private funeral and in 1 month we're having an open reception for everyone to come to pay their respect. Now I'm worried she might come. I know it's open for the public, but I really don't want to meet her. Should I try and prevent it, or just skip the reception myself? TLDR, my husband died 2 months ago, and I found out he's been cheating on me for 2 years. I don't know what to do with my feelings, I can't face his family, and I'm worried she'll come to the open reception we're holding in a month. Edit. Oh gosh, thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to give me advice in a difficult situation. It helps me so much just to know that you all spent some time of your life comforting me and giving me advice. I will spend my afternoon reading through everything, and maybe in 1 or 2 weeks I'll post an update if I've decided what to do with the situation. A lot of people pointed out that I need counseling, and I've already booked 2 appointments this coming week, so I'm on it and I feel very positive towards it. Once again, thank you. Edit to someone worried for children in the picture. He and I didn't want children, so no, gladly there's no children in this situation.